Accountability bodies in Australia are those that are designed to insist on integrity, particularly in the field of public administration, but also in corporate administration as well. They include the Parliament itself, they include the public service, they include the judiciary at every level, they include anti-corruption bodies or bodies that are designed, like the Audit Office, to investigate the expenditure of money. They also involve advocacy organisations which also help to promote accountability. There is no anti-corruption body effectively operating at a federal level. And that's an extraordinary thing when you think that we've got such bodies in every state and territory in Australia. We've lost confidence and trust in our politicians, and we're also losing trust in the public service itself because it's not able to function independently and to give fearless advice, as it should do, to ministers. We live in a democracy, and that means that the people are sovereign, and that's got real content. It means that if the people lose the confidence in the people they've elected to govern them, then the whole of our democratic system is at risk. We've had recently something called the sports rort scandal, and that to me is indicative of the point I'm trying to make, because in that scandal it seemed to have been completely ignored that the government were using taxpayers' money for political purposes. Now, most politicians these days, if you ask them, would say, well, what's wrong with that? And what's wrong with it? It's not their money and they can only use it for proper purposes. And using other people's money for personal or political gain is corruption. What we need to do really in general terms is to make sure that we have an effective anti-corruption body at a federal level that oversees the behaviour of everybody, gives guidance, gives education. We need to see that we make sure that we enshrine independence in the public service, and we can do that by making sure people have proper tenure and by making sure that their salaries are not reduced in such a way as to make them dependent on the whims of a minister. We have to make sure our judges can be trusted, and we do that by ensuring that they are independent and they're not politically biased or motivated. We need to make sure that in the public service mandatory reporting is available for improper behaviour that's observed, and that whistleblowers who come forward are properly protected. We've achieved so much. We've touched upon all of the central issues that surround integrity. We've made submissions to parliamentary inquiries, both at a federal and state level. We've put out research papers. We're reaching out in academic terms to have better research and better understanding of the issues. And I'm very confident that we've done quite well, but all that worries me is the fear that we have to reach out more earnestly, particularly to young people, to enable them to see that these are issues in which they must become involved.